So, if at all this airport is built, I mean, it would benefit Uganda in a way, but probably not the local people. If an airport was built in Jinja, per se, it would benefit more local people. So this airport is going to be Uganda's airport, but pretty much being used by Chinese and South Americans. I still think that we need an airport in Gulu in the north, because I mean a person wouldn't get a scholarship in the UK or the United States, and they have to travel like 6 hours from Gulu all the way to Kampala, and then they like travel to Entebbe. We need like all these places to have like international getaways, like it is in South Africa. All right, welcome back, you guys. Kakati, Uganda is getting another international airport. Can you imagine? The Mbarara Nyachisharara International Airport is being confirmed. It's going to be constructed. And I have my reservations about the airport. Maybe I have an idea where the airport should have gone, but the government knows better, because it's not us building the airport. It's more like China and Brazil, or China and South American countries are the ones who are basically investing into the airport. We're going to be watching a video probably talking about it. Personally, I think there should have been an airport in Jinja way before we get an airport in Mbarara. Those are my personal ideas, because I feel like an airport in Jinja would serve more a local person than an airport in Mbarara. Maybe I'm just being biased, but let's watch.
Potential investors to upgrade the Nyachishara airfield to an international airport met with the Prime Minister of our country, Uganda, Right Honorable Robina Nabanja, to unveil the proposed plan. Right Honorable Prime Minister Nabanja said the government will support them fully.
The President of
Just a minute. Coming back.
Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni Habura, it is remembered that earlier revealed and unveiled final plans for the construction of an international airport at Nyachara in Mbarara City. Speaking at a rally in Mbarara Golf Course Boma grounds during his campaign trails for the 2026 general elections, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni said the project will be undertaken by Chinese and Brazilian partners and built the standard of international airport. He added that the new route would save 15 hours compared to the traditional Britain road. It will match Entebbe in scale and open big opportunities for the region.
We're also going to build another huge airport in Mbarara, bigger than even Entebbe, because of the one of Mbarara is mainly for the trade between South America and China. Apparently, that area is the middle point between China and South America.
Just say apparently. He just found out. Anyway, the way I say this, probably Chinese were like, we need a route where we can transport our goods without having to go to Europe and without having to travel through South Africa, because that's like probably a longer route. So they were like, which country do we work with in East Africa that sort of kind of has the best relationship with us and has land for that? And we're like, Kenya might be a long way. And they were like, now we have Uganda. I'm just thinking, this is just a scenario I'm creating. It's not true. And they were like, Uganda is there. And then they came to Uganda, they found the land. And they're like, okay, now this is going to be a very good route. We will not have to pay the charges that have to do with like the UK market when it comes to like landing onto their airports, Heathrow, whatever. We won't have to pay all those charges. We will not have to pay the South African charges, because probably they're almost the same as the ones in Europe. We will not have to pay the ones in Ethiopia, because probably they're almost the same as the ones in Europe. Let's construct our own airport. And because airports are for two things, transporting goods and then transporting people in a way. So they were like, let's get some good money and create a hub where we can refuel our planes. And these planes will come from China, refuel from probably Uganda, which is like in Mbarara, and then fly all the way to South America, where they will like the end destination in a way. All right, let's watch.
Argentina and Brazil. So this area is going to develop around tourism. It is already developing.
Since then, preparations have been underway to see that an international airport comes to Mbarara. Mbarara could soon be transformed into a major aviation transit hub, allowing for international flights to destinations such as China and countries in South America, including Brazil. This follows the unveiling of an artistic impression for the proposed transformation of Nyachara Airfield into an international airport. A group of prospective private investors interested in the project recently met with the Prime Minister of Uganda, Right Honorable Robina Nabanja, at her office in Kampala to discuss the development.
Government Minister of Works is here. And then we get that mega project. To me, we have no loss at all as a country. It will make that place boom in just a short while. I was shown the...
To me, the Prime Minister sounds like they didn't know that that land could be very valuable for like Chinese and South Americans. So she's like, to me, we have no loss. This is a good thing for us. Like, let them build the airport. You guys, these things I'm just thinking. It's not true.
I was shown the architecture. Let us not delay this mega project. A big company known as Base 7 to establish a mega international airport at Nyakisharara in Mbarara. And we are here to make sure that this project moves. We have investors who are interested in making Uganda a transit route. So at and around the government aerodrome of Nyakisharara near Mbarara.
The Prime Minister Robina Nabanja showed her support, saying that the government of Uganda will support these investors to see that an international airport is built.
Using Nyakisharara as a nucleus, they intend to build a mega international airport in that area. It takes 34 to 42 hours, yet if somebody was to come from Brazil, refuel at Nyakisharara, it would take him or her 20 hours of flying time. It takes 9 hours from Southern America to Nyakisharara and 11 hours from Nyakisharara to China. The company will use their own money to do the developments and recover that money by charging the users of the airport and the accompanying facilities. The whole project will cover 21 square kilometers of land, and it will have 2 runways measuring 5.5 kilometers.
This project is only a transit route that we're trying to...
Okay. Reading from what Mama Nabanja has been saying, it's like she's reading from a script. Definitely she's reading, but that's not my issue. My issue is, can we tell the people sort of like the truth behind it? Probably we are giving out land, which is not a bad thing. We are giving out land to these South American Chinese people who want to use our airport as a route. And will there be Ugandans who would use this airport to travel from like Mbarara all the way to China for trade? Definitely. But where are they selling their things? Are they selling them in Mbarara? They will have to probably bring them to Kampala. Why wouldn't you build an airport in Jinja that is much closer to Kampala than Mbarara? So the airport is pretty much a benefit to the people building it, more than it is a benefit to Ugandans. But I understand that, definitely. We would have direct flights from Uganda all the way to China and direct flights from Uganda all the way to South America, which is good, which these flights are not really there in Entebbe because they would be using their connecting flights and stuff like that. So that means we shall have more Chinese flights falling here than they are falling right now, which is a good thing for probably people who do trade in China. but still, I don't know how the nomenclature of the benefits work with government giving land, and then they build, they expatriate all the profits they get from all the planes that fall here. I don't know what the contracts would tell for Uganda, because we are giving them land in a way.
Meters.
This project is only a transit route that we're trying to create.
Officials that were also in the meeting showed their satisfaction, saying that Nyachara airfield to be upgraded to an international airport will be very vital for the western region.
Known. I'm talking about Europe, I'm talking about United Arab Emirates. Because that is a very common route, congested and very expensive. I don't know whether you're aware that when you land, for example, in London today, landing is £18,000, taking off £14,000 per person, £60, and taxing on the runway is £1,800, just taxing per aircraft. All this is money that these governments are making. And when you look at the model that is similar to what we're going to implement in Uganda, also an example of London Heathrow Airport. So this airport is designed majorly to facilitate a very, very famous route between South America and Asia, but mainly China. China is the biggest trade partner for South America. In South America, we're talking about close to 500 million people currently. And we've seen in the last 3 years, 111 million people traveling between China.
So, if at all this airport is built, I mean, it would benefit Uganda in a way, but probably not the local people. If an airport was built in Jinja, per se, it would benefit more local people compared to the airport that is going to be built in Mbarara. Anyway, maybe all these go back into the whole why is the project being built, and the project is primarily being built to be used as a connecting hub, and all that money that is being probably spent in at Heathrow in London, or Gatwick, whatever, all those airports, name them. And they don't want to use probably the routes in South Africa, because, I mean, they're probably as much as expensive as the ones in Ethiopia. So they wanted to build their own hub, sort of like a land of their own, an embassy in a way. Probably this airport is going to be an embassy. I'm kidding. So this airport is going to be Uganda's airport, but pretty much being used by Chinese and South Americans. I don't know how Ugandans really do benefit, but it's a good thing. It's a development project, and it's going to be probably benefiting Uganda in a way, because, I mean, if the government benefits, there are very many things that will be done with that money in a way. You cannot frown about it. You just have to congratulate Uganda that we're getting another airport. But I still think that we need an airport in Gulu in the north, because, I mean, a person wouldn't get a scholarship in the UK or the United States, and they have to travel like 6 hours from Gulu all the way to Kampala, and then they like travel to Entebbe. We need like all these places to have like international getaways, like it is in South Africa. There is an airport in Durban, there is an airport in Cape Town, there is an airport in Johannesburg, and all of these airports are getaways, like people can travel internationally through them. Here in Uganda, a person ainzo kubera nga abeere wansi, and they have to travel like to Kampala to just like move out of the country, which is very challenging in a way. But still, I'm thinking like all of these airports, the way they would be built, we would need connecting sort of like transport systems. Trains that connect Jinja all the way to Kampala, from Kampala to like Mbarara, from Mbarara to like the Renzori region, and then from like the Renzori region you go all the way to like the Lango region, and all the way to like the West Nile, which are not there, but maybe in the future they're coming. Let's be hopeful. Thank you guys for watching. What do you think? What do you think this airport is going to serve us? Is it going to serve like the local people, or is it going to benefit more the government than the local people? Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one. This is exciting. Peace.